Okay, so hello everyone. For those who are watching live in Instagram, we invite you to listen through all the podcast and ask questions. In the end, we will, if we have time, we will try to ask our guests, and we will see, maybe they can answer to your questions. So that's for you, and for everyone else that they're watching through YouTube. So today we have 3 guests from Latvia. Our first guests from foreign country.
Yeah.
They are very charismatic, and I think today we will have much fun here with you. So here is Masha, Daina, and Agnese.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm done with introducing, and let's go to the talk. Okay?
Yep. Okay.
Sure.
Good.
Sure.
Yeah. First of all, I'm sorry. But first of all, there are urban sketchers, as you can see on the table. They brought here very wide variety of sketches from all over the world or Europe. Yeah?
In Europe.
Europe, mostly Europe. And some of Antarctica. Yeah.
White pages from Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can find them, and also they are making their watercolor paints. So you can find them deep right,
Yeah.
on social media. And Urban Sketchers is a worldwide community, and they're representing Riga's community.
Yeah. Riga chapter.
Riga chapter. Okay, I think I'm done with this part.
Official introductions are.
Official introductions with some. Okay, so first question is very general. I don't know how you will decide to answer, but how did you discover art?
So for me, I don't remember time of my life where I wasn't drawing. So I draw from beginning from my childhood.
Okay.
Then I went to art school. Then I had a very big pause of not drawing, which was also connected to some creative blocks, etc. But then I rediscovered art for me when I discovered urban sketching, because for me it was something that I was missing in art, that actually you can do it your own way. That in urban sketching it's very democratic movement, so you can draw as you like. You can draw with any tools that you like, any format. The only thing is that you have to be sincere, and that you have to put your emotions, and you have to draw from nature. So you have to depict reality, but then also putting it through somehow your experience.
Yeah.
And for me, it was something that helped me to rediscover art and rediscover that, okay, probably I can draw, and I'm allowed to draw if and then this whole interesting journey of traveling, sketching, of having Riga sketching school where we actually teach sketching started, and it's incredible.
Yeah, great story. I know that there another story. You are drawing your whole life, and we have Daina.
Yeah.
Maybe you can share your story.
Okay. I will speak in Latvian because you need to understand how beautiful language we have. And Masha will translate in English.
Okay.
Jā, mans stāsts savukārt Tu jau zini manu stāstu, bet...
Stāsti pati.
Okay.
Daina's telling that I know her story, so I can just tell her story, but I still want her to tell in Latvian, and then I will translate.
Tad 3 gadus atpakaļ es nemaz nezināju, ka es varu zīmēt, vai ka es drīkstu zīmēt, vai ka es vispār varu domāt tajā virzienā, ka es varu zīmēt.
3 years ago, Daina was even not sure that she can draw. She didn't allow herself to think that in this direction. She didn't know that she can do it 3 years ago.
And then I met. Pēc tam es satiku Agnesi un Mashu.
And then she met us.
Jā. Un pirmo es satiku Agnesi, kur bija atbraukusi ar savu leporello no Londonas.
Yeah, this one.
Vienkārši, ja tu izvilki savējo leporello.
And first she met Agnese, who showed her this Leporello sketchbook from London.
Un es darīju tā.
Just fresh one. And she did.
Yeah, and Daina was very inspired, and
Es atpazinu, tas bija tāds, nu, tāds sirds sāk straujāk, tā kā es
And
izteicu.
her heart started beating
Un Agnese,
faster.
Jā, un Agnese teica to, ka un tā var visi. Es vienkārši brīnījos, un Agnese saka, bet tā var jebkurš, nu tā kā jebkurš, es tā, nu, nē. Un tad viņi pierādīja, ka var jūs abas kopā.
And now you have.
Yes, and so Agnese showed Daina that anyone can draw and that she can do it like this, and then
Here she is.
And here she is.
Jā. Un tas, ko, jā, un līdz tam, kad, jā, nē, es zīmēju un stāstu citiem, ka viņi arī tā drīkst darīt un meklēju pēc iespējas vairāk tūļus, jeb šo instrumentus, kā zīmēt, kā būt procesā, bet neuzņemties atbildību par rezultātu.
So Daina is sketching now, and she also is telling everyone else that anyone can draw. And she also tries to find different tools, different approaches, how to focus on the process, not the result. For example, this year she's drawing with her non-dominant hand.
And all year.
Sorry.
Visu gadu, jā. Visu
This
gadu
year.
es zīmēšu. Tā.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. And my story is I come from photography.
Oh,
Yeah. When I was 5-year-old, I had crisis a bit earlier than Masha.
fine.
And yeah, I was 5 years old and I decided that I can't draw. Simply, I saw that what I'm drawing is not what I would like to see. So I decided I can't draw. But my father was he was professional at some point, photographer. So I was growing up in this red room.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just
Very
natural
magical.
for me to get my own camera. And then slowly, yeah, it was a dream for me to draw, and I started to study PhD, and that was a kind of point when I started to look at it from academic point of view.
Okay.
That how creativity works, how creative blocking works, and how we can unblock. And it was a kind of experiment for me. Can I really draw? So
Yeah, so very interesting and very beautiful to see three different people that they're hanging together all the time. And they went through very different stories, if I can say that like that. You have a struggle at some point, like you, and I think we all have struggles in our process. You just realized after so many years of living here and there, you realize that you can draw. And it's happening, and you are doing it with your non-dominant hand.
Man ir izstāde, pasaki.
And Daina has her first exhibition in her hometown. Second exhibition.
That's very inspiring, actually.
And I think our stories actually show that anyone can draw.
Yeah.
And this is what we try to promote also in our Riga sketching school and through everywhere where we are given some microphone.
and even without
microphone, this is something that we try to promote. So if you deep in your heart you feel that this is something that is interesting for you, that this form of self-expression is something that you would like to do, then you just have to do it. There is no limitations. You just need to allow yourself to do it, and then you'll be successful.
Un tas nav tikai par zīmēšanu, pasaki.
And this is, Daina says that it's not just about drawing, it's
about process.
yeah.
It's about everything.
Everything, yeah.
And what we always think and say that this is not anymore about drawing, it's about lifestyle. So we are coming to Vilnius, we are making our Leporello, and our goal is to fill this sketchbook. That's it. So we rearrange all our days and plans around this one. So yeah.
Okay, that's nice. And I think while you're doing your goal, trying to achieve it, you're seeing a lot of things, experiences.
Yeah.
So for me, for example, the way I travel changed completely when I started to sketch. Because before that, I was one of those people who had this checklist of things I should see, places I need to go. And we were always in a rush. You were running, you were standing in lines to see some building or some museum. And then when I understood that actually you can experience places deeper and you can enjoy them more when you just slow down. When you sit, for example, on the corner of the street or in a cafe and you spend this hour watching the city, watching people, what they do, trying to listen to the sounds of the city, how the light is moving, and you just have this experience. And for example, if I'm traveling with my husband, he's usually, for example, reading something, and I'm sketching, and this very, and you usually notice some interesting things, and you get this completely different feeling of the city than when you take 1,000 photos with your iPhone that you never look through. I don't know, for example, in my case, I just put them on my hard disk and that's it. But this is something that you actually can look afterwards, and you remember what you were doing, who you were with, what was the surrounding.
What was the topic, what you were talking about. What was the weather?
Tādēļ, kad, lai uzzīmētu, tas ir pats svarīgākais, kad ir jāapstājās un jāapskatās tā lieta. Nu, tā kā viņi ir jāvēro, lai uzzīmētu.
Yeah, so Daina says that to draw something, you need to stop and you need to actually see. You just see that thing, see the building. You're just not watching, but you truly examine. Yeah.
And what I have experienced in my even in Riga, but when we are traveling, like if you sit down and you start to draw, people come and they say hello, and then they want to have some conversation. They explain a little bit. They invite you to some special places, and it's totally different way of experiencing the place.
Yeah, okay. I think we can go deeper into this, but I want to ask more questions about other things, maybe
sure.
technical stuff. So,
up to you.
Yeah, up to you. Okay.
We can talk about anything, as you noticed.
So, okay, now it will be maybe some harder stuff emotionally. I don't know. Maybe it's just technical, but what is the biggest struggle in your creative process?
Oh, we have struggles all the time.
Yeah, we all have struggles.
Yeah.
But what is the biggest struggle? Maybe you experienced it over and over again.
I have struggled. Es šodien man ir struggles.
Daina had her biggest struggle today. She doesn't like the sketch she made.
But this moment.
This part.
Izskatās tā, ka pasvalda būtu izvazāta.
It looks like it has been in the puddle on the asphalt.
Okay.
But it's okay, you have friends. Then, tā kā daudzien saka, Masha and Agnese saka, sorry about this in English and Latvian, but I speak in Latvian. But kad Masha and Agnese saka, izlabosim viss.
Yeah.
Un tad pie reizes tas teiciens par to var pateikt par to, kā ir tā jālepojas.
Yeah,
That's
so
really cool.
Daina says that we help her, and since I'm interpreting, not translating, so actually they help me to overcome those struggles. And Daina has this beautiful saying, you should be proud of it as it is. And this is something that helps with sketching and with life actually as well.
Yeah.
Very great quote. You have in your mind.
We have it. We have several.
Yeah, and I think those struggles, they come and go, for example, in my case, because this can be something very simple or something very big, but then it's good to have the community of like-minded people. In my case, it's Agnese and Daina, so I can send them a message in WhatsApp saying, okay, girls, I can't draw anymore. We have a problem.
Tad mēs meklējam piemērus, kur tu vari.
Yeah, and then they try. It's like a support group, you know. Hi, I'm Masha, and I can't draw. And it actually they actually help. Either they give like an advice how where you can work on stuff, or they say, okay, go to sleep and then talk to us in the morning, or it could be. So this.
But maybe you remember. What are these moments that you
like really, specific example of
how you are drawing your whole life and one day you realize no, I can't do it. How it happens?
Yeah, because I think we all have those creative struggles, because of course it's not about the result, but still we have this image of what we want to put on the paper, and when this image in our hand does not resonate with what we have done, then of course you have this feeling, okay, I was expecting something different. And of course we're trying to learn this, that okay, the process was good and I really enjoyed making it, but still when you feel that, okay, this is something that, I want to do differently, or...
Un tas ir arī tas ļoti papildina to, ka tie lielākie strāgli, tā vilšanās man arī bija par to, ka man nesanāk tā, kā es esmu iedomājis, jo es gribu tā, kā tas mākslinieks. Tā kā, vai tas cilvēks, vai tā kā Agnese, vai tā kā Masha, vai šodien tā kā Aleks, es gribēju, vai ne? Un tur ir tas stāsts, tāpēc man ir arī šī kreisā roka, jeb šie te tūļi, kuras...
So Daina is saying that her biggest struggles are usually when she tries to compare the result with what she has in her mind, or to compare with other artists. For example, if she wants to achieve the result like Agnese, like me, or today she wanted to like Alex Hilcourt from Paris, like to when you want to do something, that you already have this result, the result in your head.
Tāpēc ir tie tūri man.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't remember any specific, can't remember any specific, but they are usually connected to something that, okay, I wanted to expectations. Exactly. So I wanted to do this and the result was completely different. This struggle, or...
For me, actually, it's the same. When you have something in your head and you can get there. So then what we usually do, I try to step back and just... that's why I think watercolor is a beautiful medium. You share this responsibility. So it's not me, it's paper or watercolor or brush or so. Then maybe changing some tool.
Because I have, I had this one period when I thought that, okay, nothing is good. I was like, and then I understood that it's just the sketchbook. It was wrong sketchbook.
Yeah,
cursed sketchbook. I threw it away and then I started to draw perfectly. So all those, because it's actually in your head.
Yeah.
Bet ir arī forši, ja ir tāda vispār klāta, kurā tu zīmē nesmuki.
Yeah, I have.
Oh yeah, so Daina says that it's good to have a sketchbook where you draw ugly drawings.
Yeah.
I, for example, have one sketchbook that I have for experiments. Okay. So this is a sketchbook where I just try different tools, different approaches. I can draw with my left hand, I can draw with my kids' crayons or something, just to play around and not to be afraid that, okay, this is something that I want to showcase, but just to play around.
Yeah, I have this ugly drawing. I had very big crisis this winter and they said, okay, you can not draw for 2 months.
We allow you.
Spring, we allow you not to draw. And it was like, okay, I don't have to draw. And then, of course, like after a month, it was okay.
You started alone.
Yeah, I invented this ugly drawing sketchbook.
Yeah, I
Made
think
some
it's
some 2-3 pages, and it was gone.
when I draw something ugly, actually now I don't know if it happens because usually it's kind of beautiful for me in some way or another. But I remember when I was teenager, I just throw it away. I don't want to see it. And I was kind of ashamed of it that, I did this, how it could happen, and the garbage.
But for me, for example, I think that you shouldn't do this because also for those who are beginners, it's very important that you keep everything, because when you, like in a year, you can put them and compare, and you will see this progress. You will see how much you have learned, how much you have grown, and then you will just feel you can tap yourself on the back and say, good job.
Yeah, so I don't think that it's a good thing to do all over till this day, but it was a period.
Because I think it's still very emotional, because I think with art it's very direct self-expression, because we're actually putting ourselves on the paper and it's us. So it's very emotional process.
I think I don't know if you feel that way right now, but if maybe you some day before you thought about it, or I don't know. But artists, now when you were saying about your struggles, it reflects that it could be like a tool for us to train ourselves to be not perfect, because we all do mistakes, and when we are doing art, those mistakes are impossible to ignore. You need to learn from your mistakes, and when you're doing it one day, another day, and doing that regularly, you just get used to it, that okay, I'm doing mistakes, it's great. I can learn something new from it.
I think there is no beautiful mistakes.
Yeah,
I think there is no such thing as perfect in art.
You
can't be perfect in art.
I heard somewhere that if human people will draw, everyone will draw perfect, so we will have so many photographs. But those
if that is perfect, because for me, like, why should I draw if I can take camera and not spend so long time and it's there.
I'm talking about the hyper-realistic perfect. And if those imperfections, it's our filter, our how to say, personal thing. We like, you have different colors. It's your imperfections, but those imperfections, it doesn't mean that you are not perfect as a human being. It's just those imperfections makes you beautiful. So I think,
and this is totally, I totally agree, because for me, when I started sketching, when I learned all the philosophy of urban sketching, that you have to focus on the process, that you can't actually fail. It's just you're just learning, and it's your process of creativity, and that's how you learn. It actually somehow transferred to my everyday life. So as you said, this helped me to understand that, okay, there's no perfect in life as well. So and you can do mistakes, and that's totally total normal thing, and that's the process how you learn. Because without mistakes, then it means that you are not learning, and you're not moving forward, which is actually or you don't live, as Daina says. Because if you don't challenge yourself, if you don't do mistakes, then you don't fail, actually, then this means that you are stuck
in the same place.
So
I have my mantra. I'm learning to draw, learning to be a good wife, good mom, good friend, good human. Exactly, good citizen. I'm learning
because it's process.
And then it takes this this responsibility off. I can play, I can experiment, and that's fine.
Yeah, this is probably because, for example, I'm really afraid when someone says, okay, you're an artist. I'm like, no, I'm not an artist. Because artist is something up there on a pedestal, perfectly. I'm just a sketcher, I'm an illustrator, I'm just Masha, I'm just going there.
Yeah.
And it's actually gives a lot of freedom.
Yeah. Takes a lot of responsibility from your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was a great topic. Now we are going to the next thing. What do we have here? Oh, okay.
Good question, right?
What would be your advice to young artists who want to explore urban sketching, who just want to start?
Go out.
And watch.
And sketch. So my advice would be don't be afraid and just get anything you can draw on and anything you can draw with.
Yeah.
And try to put yourself on the paper, try to notice and see things. Just go out in the city and try. And it's good also to have a group of like-minded person if you are just afraid to go on your own, because it's actually usually a problem because you're afraid to do something alone. Mm-hmm. But then just find a friend who has the same wish and then go together and then try, because I think drawing is a skill, in my opinion. Yeah. This is something that if you want, you can learn. You don't run marathon without preparing. You just wake up every morning and you start with, 100 meters and then you go. And the same with drawing. If you have time while you're waiting for your bus, just don't scroll through your Instagram. Take a small sketchbook and a pen and try to sketch something. You can do it 5 minutes a day, and in a month you will see how much you have achieved and how much have you learned.
Daina wants to say something.
No?
Tā kā es sākumā darīju, vēl var tā darīt, jo vienkārši urban sketchering vajag forši būt arī community iekšā, vai ne?
So Daina is saying that she has her own advice. That for urban sketching, it's really important to be in this community of urban sketchers, which is...
Tā var, jā. Un, tāpēc, ka ir baigi forši būt urban sketcherim, jo tā, teiksim, tas manifests, kas ir, ka tu esi gana labs tāds, kāds tu esi šī brīdī ar savām zīmēšanas iemaņām, tas rada to tādu pārliecību, un tu līdz pastāstīšu, kā es darīju.
So, to be urban sketcher, it's very forši. I don't know how it's cool. Cool, because they have this manifest, which at the end of the day means that you're good enough as you are. So at this moment, you're good enough to be urban sketcher.
Un tas, kā es sākumā darīju, jo man nesanāca daudz kas, bet ko es darīju, un tā es arī turpinu darīt, es rakstu klāt, piemēram, lai cilvēkiem nav pārpratumu, ka tas ir nevis govs, bet suns, tad es rakstu suns klāt.
So what Daina is doing for people not to mistake her sketches for something they're not, she's writing down, for example, this is a cow. Not a dog. This is a cow, and then you can write down. And can I add from myself as well that I like Daina's one sketch particularly. I don't remember. Was it a lamp?
Yeah.
It was a lamp, and she wrote. Something went from table didn't work, but this is a table.
Jā, tas ir par spēlēšanos, jo tad, kad tu saproti, ka tev tas patīk, jo galvenais ir patikt īstenībā, un ja tev nepatīk, protams, tam nav jēgas, bet ja tev patīk un tu rādi to vidi, kā tu to vari dabūt gatavu, nevis
so if you like it, then it's easy for you to start.
Atrast to savu veidu, kā spēlēties.
To find your way how to play, because it's very playful thing to do.
Vienkārši priecīgi, jā.
That's how we see it. Some people struggle, but we see it as making happy place. I usually take I make it a special event. I take some coffee, some snacks, I will have a very good time. And even if I don't draw anything, still I had this beautiful time. So and having good company is like. And my advice, come to Riga. My advice,
Come to Riga and start sketching.
my advice is to have something really small and actually, just looking at this, I understood it's very important to have beautiful things, like beautiful brushes, beautiful something, but just to have something in your
probably
bag.
not even beautiful, but something that inspires you, something that helps you, gives
you
you this
take
extra push that you wanna.
Jo ļoti ilgu laiku es staigāju eiro 50 šo te rapidogrāfu, un Tiger blociņu par 4 eiro, un vienkārši zīmēju melnbaltu, kas arī der.
So Daina started with an ordinary pen, rapidograph pen, and
for Euro 50.
Euro 50, and then €4 small sketchbook with just some paper and doing black and white. And you can even take your ballpoint pen, like a blue one. And
it's
whatever.
very affordable hobby, I would say.
Yeah, but then it actually comes with a second, not very affordable hobby because you start buying art supplies.
Those are two different hobbies. Sketching and drawing is one thing, and buying art supplies is another hobby.
I totally agree. Because art shops are one of the biggest struggles when you have limited amount of money and unlimited wishes to try. So
unlimited,
but then again, you don't need a lot of. You can buy really one pencil for €1 and be happy for several weeks. It's not like in photography when you want to buy something. So for me, it was like, wow, €20. Gee.
And for example, when I'm traveling, I usually have this very limited palette of watercolors. And then I have one pen, this time it's gray one, and 2 brushes, but I've lost my second one today, so these are foldable brushes.
Oh,
so
if you are in Vilnius, explore Vilnius Old Town and maybe you will find Masha.
you can find my brush, so this is a special gift for
for the one who finds
it. So this is it. So you have when I'm traveling, I have this small sketchbook
that goes into any pocket.
Yeah, and this is all you need. So you don't have to bring. Of course, if you want, and you have this possibility of bringing more stuff, you can do. But this is really sufficient.
Yeah. So to conclude everything, you just need 2 tools, something to draw on and tool that you can
draw with.
To draw with,
and a strong wish to do it.
And a strong wish. I think I can a little bit disagree with that because you don't actually need a very strong wish.
Yeah.
Happiness.
Only happiness.
But I know people that they started to draw when they were very unhappy and in a very dark place. And we had here an artist, and she said that she created when she in a very dark place. And today because of that, now she's feeling bad because she wasn't drawing for a few months because she's very happy. Your idea.
Untranslatable Latvian phrase.
Okay.
Kā līdzi viņai, ka viņa nav happy, es tagad nezinu.
Daina is thinking how to help her start drawing.
I think we all have our ways, so it's not a bad thing. It could be better from our perspective. We can say, "Oh, sad that it's like this," but
I think those periods of struggle, they're actually good because I think afterwards you have this huge leap. Or something new comes up, or
I feel it myself always like I'm in a cocoon, and then I know that someday there will something come out. Sometimes a moth, sometimes a butterfly, sometimes maybe a dragonfly. But you never know, but it's totally different. Yeah. Of course you can see how it evolves like over the time, but all struggles, they always end quite well.
Yeah, and
with these two.
Coming back to your question, I think urban sketching is a perfect style. It's not a style, it's a perfect way how to start drawing, because no one will say that this is not urban sketching, this is something, you did something wrong, because you can draw as you want. And I said, for me, this was something that like took me back to art, to illustration. And thanks to urban sketching, I have now 2 books illustrated, and I somehow regained this confidence and actually do what I like. And this is that I would wish everyone. So if you're struggling and you're not sure how to start drawing, so try with urban
sometimes
sketching,
even
with
not
sketching.
struggling, but like I wish I could draw. Then just draw.
Un ļoti, kas vēl par urbānu sketčingu, ko es gribu piebilst, kad ir ļoti svarīgi cilvēkam kaut kur piederēt. Jo kā tu tāpat zīmēs? Tad tu esi urbāns sketčers, tad tā kā tu vari iziet un tu piederi, un tad tev ir atļauts tā kā zīmēt. Tu vari atļaut savu zīmēt.
So yeah, Daina's talking about this, that for us it's important to be in some kind of community, to belong to something. And then when you're okay, I'm an urban sketcher. I'm not just drawing. I'm allowed to do it because this is what we do, what urban sketchers do, and this also helps.
Yeah. So I think you said a lot of really inspiring advices.
Yeah, that we can do.
And actually, the whole talk is, I don't know how it's for listeners, but
How it's
for you?
Is it okay? Yeah.
So yeah, but for me it's very inspiring, even though I'm drawing. Not right now. I'm really talking with you. And, actually, but yeah, it's. I find some similarities of my mindset about drawing. I totally agree that we all can draw, and if you just want, don't hesitate. Just take a pen or pencil or I don't know, chalk or stone even, and draw. So yeah, and another great question for you, if you are prepared for it.
Yeah, we are prepared for everything today.
Okay, so we touched a little bit the thing about tools and materials. So even though you are enough to have one pencil and make a beautiful art, but you have a lot in your arsenal. So how do you find tools and materials that is best for you?
So for me, as I said, I have this experiment sketchbook where I try out different things, and then I find out, okay, this is something that I like how it looks like at this moment. I usually sketch with. I started when I was sketching. I started with this very black, dark line and washes of watercolor. But for example, now I'm sketching with a gray pen, which looks almost like pencil, and my sketches are lighter. So this is how it evolved. But if I haven't tried and experimented, I would never think that I can do it. Another thing I think, which is also an urban sketcher thing, because when you go to the sketch walk, one part of it is just communicating and looking into each other's tools and sharing what's new, what you can borrow and try something.
Yeah.
So because it's not always a good thing to buy if you're not sure, but you can try, you can see how it works. So it's also a good thing to have this community of people where you can share. And for me, I was very happy to discover that watercolor can be done a bit differently than it's taught in art school, where you have to be super controlling and where you have to put wash after wash after wash, when you can do it a bit in a playful manner. That watercolor can be your like co-author, that because you can put some water, some watercolor, and just see how it develops, and just to go with this flow, because and I think for everyone it's very important to experiment, because what works for me will not work for someone else, because it's very personal. It's what's your character, what's how you are as a person, and you should really try different papers. You should try different pens, pencils, markers, whatever, because I think now the possibilities are incredible. You can do acrylic, you can do just.
So that's great that we have 3 of you, and you're very different. So it's interesting.
But still we have the same tools.
Yeah, tools we have more or
Man
less.
jā, vairāk vai mazāk tas, kas Agnesei.
Daina has more or less the same tools as Agnese.
Bet tas pilnīgi noteikti, par maniem tūļiem runājot, pilnīgi noteikti tas ir aizbraucot uz kaut kādu meistarklasi vai redzot to, ko zīmē cits mākslinieks, piemēram, no Santi, es esmu paņēmusi zīmuļus. Nu, tā kā Santi Salas, kas ir, vai ne?
So for Daina also one thing is to go to workshops, to master classes, and to see what other people are doing, to learn from them, and not for example this pencil, using pencils she learned from Santi Salas from Portugal, right?
Yeah,
No, Spain.
So when you get inspired by others also, you learn.
Tāpēc, ka tu ieraugi, kā tev patīk, un tu vienkārši paprovē. Nu, tā kā tu ieraugi, kā tas zīmē.
You see how someone does and you like it, and then you try it.
For me, one of the sources is also Instagram.
Yeah.
So I follow a lot of artists. So and when I see something, it's just natural in our community to ask what kind of paper it is, what kind of watercolor, what brand, what kind of pen, where do you get it, and how it works. And it's very, like, artists are very ready to share most.
Because one tool in different hands, it's actually gives completely different results. And for example, if Daina is using the same pen, it doesn't mean that she will now draw as I do. She just takes the tool and she will do her own thing. And because
It's
this
like,
is just a
like
tool.
piano.
Yeah.
Like all pianos are more or less the same.
Our voices, we have voice chords.
They are more or less
and
the same.
there are a lot of songs that varies different.
Yeah, true.
Galvenais ir zīmēt. Tas ir svarīgi.
Yeah, but it's important to draw.
Not to have tools. Not tools.
Tools are the one part.
Yeah. But using them.
So you just experiment, try different things, connect with different people, and
And I think one of the things why we started this, we have Riga Sketching School, which is a sketching school where we invite different artists from all over the world to come to Riga and to give their master classes. One of the ideas was also to learn from them, to see what they're doing, because Latvia and I think Lithuania is quite a small countries and not a lot of artists are coming to Riga, definitely. So this was also one thing where we
For example, Rudy, when he came, he brought us. This one is actually from Indonesia.
Yeah. So he thought
he like putting just simple twig. You put it into ink and it works.
Yeah. So we had this workshop with ink
use
and twig drawing.
Or this one, it comes from Korea, and it's
And it's for what?
watercolors.
Oh,
Just
watercolors.
just a nice looking, short, easy to take everywhere.
Okay.
So I think it's also geography of art techniques and art tools that's working.
Geography, what do you mean by that?
I mean that people in Asia, they use different techniques and different tools.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's a cultural thing.
And for example, people in Paris, they all paint with white knights. And for us, it's like But
Yeah,
they are very
and
good.
also what we've noticed that also when artists from the south are coming and they're using completely different palettes than we here in the northern part. We more use those muted colors and they're more used to bright colors. So it's
And then it
really
takes about how long?
a week for me to get to
magenta.
Rosso Magenta. And now I look at it, I'm like, okay, how could I do it? But at that point of time in south of France, it seemed like a very normal, ordinary color. But you can't find it in Latvia, I think, in nature. But there it's like this, yeah.
So that's a very, I think, a great example of how we are dependent of our surroundings and our, I would say, surroundings, people.
Light.
Great. So thank you for your answer. I think we are going to the next one. I think. That's a personal thing. and I want that question, if you can, if it's not, I don't know, going too personal, but I think we all have not in the drawing, in the life general, but try to think about drawing for a moment. And how do you feel? What is your personal thing in the process that you are doing? And maybe there's not of people around are not doing that, or they're doing something different than you have. So maybe it's a mindset thing, maybe it's some kind of ritual. Like you said, you're thinking about it as a ritual when you're taking your coffee, you're spending quality time with you to do it. I think it could be like that, but maybe there's something more.
I have one.
Okay, so
I can start while you are thinking. I have a technique. It's called 5 senses. What I do, not always, but sometimes when I can't decide what to draw, like I have found the perfect spot with a playground for kids and a bench for my husband to read. So when you are almost like in an empty place, then I scan all my 5 senses. What I can see, what I am hearing, what can I smell, what can I touch, and what was the 5th one? Smell, taste. Yeah, taste. And then I'm just like scanning all these 5 senses, and it definitely gives the answer. What is the thing I want to draw? And this always it makes these sketches very personal. Then later,
so it's like a mindfulness almost.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And then it's easy to choose a color. Or anything. Yeah.
So you are very aware of yourself, of your experience in that moment. Yeah.
Not always, but yeah, quite often.
Okay.
Quite often.
Great. Okay. What about you?
Es kaut kā, man kaut kā tā sajūta, kad es tā domāju par to, tā sajūta ir, kad, ka es kaut kā paļaujos, ka es nevaru neuzzīmēt sevi. Tas ir neiespējami neuzzīmēt sevi, vispār neiespējami.
Ka nevar noslēpties?
Jā, nevar noslēpt. Tu zīmē 2 vinglās, beigās tik un tā.
This would be difficult to translate, but I will try. So Daina is trying to understand and trying to...
Not understand, but es saprotu vienmēr to, ka es nevaru neuzzīmēt sevi.
So she understands that it's impossible to hide yourself.
Yeah.
It's impossible to draw something else other than yourself.
Yeah.
That Daina will show in a sketch anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of gives you relief.
Yeah.
Relief?
Like you, and then, okay, it's me.
Realization that...
Un tad, kad man, tad, kad man liekas, ka es tad pienāk vienam Agnesei Masha, tas Dainītas stilā.
And Daina thinks that, I draw something differently today. And then me or Agnese comes and say, Daina, this is totally your style. And she's like, okay, thank you, good. Good. Everything's okay. So for me, technique-wise, I don't think that I do differently because at the end of the day, it's line and color. And I think, so for me, it's also probably something that you do inside your head that actually helps. Because for me, I can't draw if I'm not in this calm and harmonious state of mind. For example, if I'm worrying or I'm thinking about something, or I'm just somewhere else and trying to think about something, and then I'm worried. So I try to first calm myself down and to get myself to this like happy place where I'm like calm and like I have to feel this harmony, and then I know that everything will go well. But and if I'm worried or then it's really difficult for me to draw, and this somehow I don't know. Yet I take 10 seconds just to allow yourself to calm down. It's probably very similar to what Agnese is doing. Just to take a cup of tea or just eat something, and you just try to understand that, okay, I'm here now, I'm not there solving some problems, I just want to be here and I just want to be present in this specific moment. And it actually helps with the process a lot.
And one from rituals, what I recently have done, like we have these a bit different watercolors, you have to wake them up. So it means taking water and putting a small
water drops.
Yeah, water drops to them, and it's like, okay, hello, hello, and when you are saying hello to, let's say, 10 or 25, you are there already.
So
want something to throw, and then it's pārtrauc
and Daina interrupted you. She feels sorry. Now you have to do something, otherwise we will have all evening talking about.
I can say that I'm very, very big talker.
Yeah.
So don't take it personal, because I almost every time we have something to say. For me, it's a very big struggle to listen because you touch some topics and things, ideas that I feel maybe the same or different, and I want to share, but I know that we have a limited amount of time, and it's not not my experience right now, it's yours, and I'm trying. Yeah, but we want to share your experience, not mine here. And I'm just.
So we will talk about you after the podcast.
Yeah, maybe, but.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, because that will take a very long time. But okay, now it's how I said before, it's about you.
Okay.
So, Arturas, we have any questions in Instagram? No.
Just hi.
Oh, hello.
Hello, everyone. Hi and hello. So, but we have 2 questions from our follower, and she will be tomorrow, I hope so. And she sent me a few questions. So there will be 2 questions, and I think we can ask them both. Every art teacher has one or few quotes that keeps repeating to their students. Maybe it's not your case. When you were teaching a class, or if you were teaching a class, what your quotes would be?
Just draw.
Just draw.
No, but we actually have 10.
Be proud as it is.
Un vēl man ļoti patīk teikt, ka tad, kad ir šie strāna cilvēkiem vai kaut ko, es vienmēr saku, iedomājies, cik daudz cilvēku pat nepaņem rokā zīmi un pat neuzliek ne līniju uz papīra. Es viņam saku, tev jāpriecājas par to, ka tu vispār uzliki. Nu, tā kā, tas tāds,
So Daina is usually saying that imagine how many people do not let themselves do what you're actually doing right now, and it's actually great that you have reached this point.
Vēl viena lieta, ko es vienmēr saku, tas ir no kaut kā paņemts, es nezinu, iespējams no kāda biznesa trenera un tam līdzīgi, bet tas stāsta par to, ka ja mazam bērnam, kad viņš sāk mācīties staigāt, kad viņš pakrīt, tu neļauj piecelties, mēs neviens tas nestaigāts. Nu, tā kā, tas ir tāds ļoti, ļoti tāpēc ļaut sev saprast, ka tu citreiz dari to pirmo reizi, tev vispār, nu, tu
So another quote that Daina is referring to sometimes is that if we wouldn't let every kid who's learning how to walk, let him stand up and learn again and try again, then none of us will be able to walk. And this is also can be related to drawing.
Yeah.
And for me, the quote that I usually say, and I remember who's the author, probably it's some internet folklore now, that art is a journey, not a destination, which means that it's more about the process than the result. And when you actually understand it, then life becomes much easier.
And I think we all use quite often if something goes wrong and you are in trouble and you have some failure, terrible failure on the page, then we are saying, okay, if that's my only problem today, then you're a really happy person.
Okay, thank you. And next question from our follower. What comes before laying the first strokes on a piece of paper? How do you plan your sketch, if there's such a thing as planning?
I think there we have each of us has completely different answers because we have different personalities, and I think that's how I plan. So I usually do.
You were saying I plan and Daina.
And we all know it. And we all know it, yeah. So I do a small thumbnail sketch where I test my composition and I test my color palette because I prefer working with limited palette with 3 or 4 or even 2 colors. So I do this small thumbnail sketch where I find my composition, and then I test the colors, and then I do the sketch itself.
Pie kā mums zina, kādēļ tas ir vajadzīgs, jo es apzinos, ka tad mājas nelien ārā no papīra.
And Daina said that she knows and understands why I do it, because in my case the houses, they don't go beyond the paper.
My case is often, bet manā gadījumā bieži, bet es neplānoju.
Daina is not planning, she's shooting right away.
Jā, bet es kādreiz apsolos bišku, jo es saprotu to jēgu, kādēļ to vajag, un kādreiz varbūt arī man būs tā.
She understands why, and probably someday, but I don't know. I don't think you need it. But,
I think it's not necessary to plan. If it's your thing, that's great.
Bet ir baigi forši, ka ir super, ka tu redzi, kas ir tas rezultāts tam, ka tu plāno, ka tu izdomā,
and even if I don't have a sheet of paper, then I still do it in my mind. For example, even for small sketches, I just sit and I create this small thumbnail sketch in my mind, and then I put it on the paper.
I think I love this format of those, like you can start with a small one, and then you say, okay, it's a nice place, I have time, okay. No, I had my lunch and I can go to dinner, and so I have something more. So this is like, you can do whatever, because you never know if you will have it like this or you have a longer one. Then comes this story, and I love this freedom of not planning, because everything is so planned in our lives that at least my sketchbook can be whatever.
So your approach is some kind of similar. Masha is a little bit different.
Yeah, but for Leporellos I also don't plan, so I have the same, I think.
So for the whole thing.
For the whole thing also, I just go with the flow. But for each sketch, I do this small mind map. How to compose and how to put it.
So thank you for your answers. And I have one that is some kind of funny for me, and it's I don't know why. Maybe because of the artists that were before, and his answer was very funny. So, what would you be if you weren't an artist?
Human.
Yeah, but now you are urban sketcher. You said that you're part of community.
Es negribētu būt nekas cits.
Daina even doesn't want to think that.
I have es esmu šitas draugs.
Yeah, we have factory.
Yeah, Daina and Agnese, they have watercolor factory, and I have two hats in my life. So one hat is illustrator and urban sketcher, and I also have my day job. I'm working in one of Latvian ministries as a civil servant.
Oh,
So,
very big contrast between.
yeah, that's what they say, but actually I think nowadays when we live in this global world, we can be, I don't know, doctor, clown, we can be civil servant, illustrator, we can be, I don't know, photographer, scientist. So I think when there's borders between professions, between states, they blur somehow, and I know I feel completely okay.
Yeah,
In both roles, they probably complete one each other at some point.
I don't think that it's some kind of bad.
Yeah, but it's rare. Yeah, I would say.
But it's rare. Yeah.
I'm the only person in my ministry, I think, who is an illustrator as well.
Okay, and
I would be gardener.
what?
Gardener.
Oh,
That's a kind of art as well, but
Yeah.
I think that's.
But I think it can go well together with sketching. So
Yeah,
you can
so-
plant something, you can sketch it, you
Yeah,
can
I have.
eat it. So
I have a lot of these.
Botanical, yeah.
Botanics.
Games.
Yeah. I think it's.
In the east, they have a bonsai tree growing. It's like very it's mad. And that was new for me when I read or heard information about that. There are schools about the growing bonsai trees. So gardening is kind of similar. Okay.
yeah, but it's difficult to imagine life without sketching, because when you find something that you actually love to do,
Why should you stop?
why should you stop and why? Yeah, because this is actually what it's like, finding your perfect partner in life. So
Is there a thing?
Perfect
partner?
In what?
I know my experience so far shows that yes, but
Yeah, I'm quite happy.
let's talk
as well.
in 30 years.
Okay, so that was a kind of provocative question. Because I think.
And I'm not telling this probably because my husband is watching right now. But,
I think that it's like and we're going to an end, and I think I want to a little bit to conclude, and the perfect partner, perfect art, or perfect anything. We can imagine our perfect partner, our perfect art, but in my opinion, it could sound not logical, but I think that is the most perfect thing is that we are imperfect, and we won't find the perfect, our dream human being that we can. But the perfect thing that is we learn to accept those differences and be happy, and we have a good time while drawing, while being with someone, while watching a movie or listening to music. And one day the song could be, oh, that's my best song.
And next day you hate
next
it.
day, oh, that's my best song. And that's great, that's life, and that's why it's beautiful. So, yeah, the last question.
Yes.
The last question, yeah. And it will be very open. Is there anything else that you feel that you want to share at this moment with me, with our listeners, live viewers? Because I think that another will be.
We have this motto that we want to share with everyone, that yes, you can draw. And this is something that actually, if you're watching this and if you want it the sign to start and draw, then take this conversation as a sign and just do it.
Yeah, and I think Arturas, do we have time left? Because we have an hour for the Instagram live, so if we're not so okay. Okay, so they will watch the end when it will come
On YouTube.
in YouTube. Yeah. Okay, you have to add something.
And this one, draw like nobody watching.
Yeah, draw like nobody's watching.
I will take my daughter's quote when I was drawing something and had this feeling that I am spoiled, and she said, just make it beautiful.
Oh, that's actually my. When you said, I think it's. I realized that it's one of my mottos.
I just make it
Because
beautiful.
there's in the process, there's a time when I feel that that's not good. That won't be good. And, okay, let's make it beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
It's important to live, Daina says, and to enjoy life.
Yeah. It's important to enjoy.
Kas būs to darīs? Kas būs tā dzīve?
And this is also difficult to translate. How? Let it be.
Let it be, yeah.
Yeah, and okay, so I think we are finished almost with the questions, but I want to share one, I don't know, maybe it's funny thing, because when I was listening to Daina, I don't understand anything, but I realized that I'm watching, I'm trying to listen, and I listen like I understand.
Yeah, because Daina actually, she speaks from her heart.
But
And it's actually very difficult to translate her because...
yeah, but you did a great job, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know, Daina.
I have the
More or
best
less.
partner in crimes.
So yeah, and actually we have some presents for you.
They're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're ready. Janina, maybe you can bring us our colleague Janina will bring us presents. So we know that
You know what we like.
you love 300 GSM watercolor,
Yes.
and you don't have them in Latvia. So for Latvian distributors,
Yep.
that's the product that you need.
Yes, he
That's
lives.
what-
This cotton, 100% cotton one is
Yeah,
missing
yeah,
in
yeah.
Riga.
These are.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is
And that's
perfect.
not all, and these are
Yeah.
our stone books.
Oh wow, I don't have one.
Thank
So
you.
we will have one right now, and it's a bulletproof.
Bulletproof, very good.
Stone book, my first stone.
Bulletproof
My
stone book.
ever, yeah. So
So
beautiful.
the same paper, and we hope that you will. It could be your how to say.
No, this will definitely be my showcase.
Showcase. Right?
I don't know about mine.
But the haiku cards are just incredible because, for example, sometimes I don't have too much time to sketch because I have a little kid. But this is the format that I can do, and I can give her one card because it's a bit too much to give her the whole sketchbook. And they can send them. You can like postcard. These are incredible. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming
You
here.
know what we love.
Yeah, very nice. And thank you.
We try to hear and learn from.
And thank you so
Marcus.
much for this conversation. I think it was really a pleasure to discuss it.
That's
Very,
nice.
very beautiful questions.
Very
Yeah,
good.
thank you. I had a great time with you.
Yeah, thank you.
And but I'm not over. I want to add some details for our listeners that today we heard about our guests from the artist standpoint that they are urban sketchers, they are artists, they're living life and creating something, but they're not creating just art on the paper, they're actually creating colors to create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And You can find them on the social media. Deep Light. Links will be below in the description. So just if you are interested in Latvian made colors,
You can come here to test.
Yeah, because we.
tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have a workshop. But if you're listening this on YouTube, tomorrow is over.
You're late.
Bet krāsas būs šeit.
Yeah, but we will leave some boxes for
Oh
testing.
yeah, I totally forgot.
Yeah.
But if you will be visiting Vilnius or Riga, you can try in Vilnius in this place in midpoint. You can come here and they will leave their colors. You can draw with it, and if you like, you can visit their website and order because they're shipping worldwide.
Thank
Oh, it's so.
Thank you.
Yes, we are creative.
Yeah, we are.
And we can send it to you.
And I'm testing them and they're good. So,
Yeah.
Masha is our test.
Main tester.
main tester.
Yeah. So now I think that is all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you for coming here. Thank you for your experiences. That was a very pleasure to that was a pleasure, and I think I hope that listeners will feel the atmosphere that we had this evening.
Paldies par apartamentu centrā.
Thank you for apartment.
Centrā.
In the center.
Yeah,
And thank you for
You're
inviting
welcome
us.
for everything.
We are
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
We're happy that we can make something to make you feel happy as an artist, as humans, and for our YouTube listeners, if you want to support our channel and support what are we doing, we really trying to do our best. So we appreciate if you give us feedback, however you want, in the comments, through the email, Instagram, Facebook, it doesn't matter. Another thing, you can push the subscribe button. It's not hard.
We know it's not hard.
It's not hard, but it would mean a lot because it's a sign of support. So if you would do that, that would be great. And show support for our guests. We will be happy. So that's all. Thank you for being with us, and bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.